The concept of perceived scarcity is fascinating, isn't it? It's this psychological phenomenon that can turn our financial decisions upside down, often leading us to make choices that don't align with our long-term goals. Imagine standing in a store and you see a sign that says, "Only 2 left in stock." Suddenly, that item seems more valuable, doesn't it? It's like a switch flips in our brains. We go from casually considering a purchase to feeling an urgent need to grab it before it's gone. This is the power of perceived scarcity at work, and it's not just limited to shopping. It permeates every aspect of our financial lives. Let's break this down a bit. Perceived scarcity occurs when we believe that our resources, whether it's money, time, or opportunities, are limited compared to what we want or need. This perception can arise from our personal experiences, cultural influences, or even marketing tactics that play on our fears. For instance, if you grew up in a household where money was tight, you might carry that mindset into adulthood, viewing financial resources perpetually scarce. Conversely, someone from a more affluent background might have a different perspective on scarcity. It's all about how we interpret our circumstances. Now, when we feel that scarcity, a series of emotional responses kick in. Anxiety, fear, and urgencies can cloud our judgment. We might feel pressured to make impulsive decisions, prioritizing short-term gains over long-term stability. Think about it. How often have you made a hasty purchase during a sale, fearing that you'd miss out? This is where cognitive biases come into play. Our brains are wired to avoid loss more than we are motivated by potential gains. So when we perceive something as scarce, we become more risk-averse, clinging tightly to what we have rather than seeking out new opportunities. This brings us to the importance of understanding how perceived scarcity impacts our financial decision-making. It's not just about the money, it's about our overall well-being. Poor financial choices stemming from a scarcity mindset can lead to stress, anxiety, and a sense of losing control over our lives. On the flip side, making informed financial decisions can enhance our quality of life, allowing us to pursue our goals and achieve a sense of security. So, how do we break free from this scarcity mindset? Awareness is key. By recognizing our emotional reactions and cognitive biases, we can begin to make more rational financial choices. For example, when faced with a tempting sale, take a moment to assess whether you truly need the item or if it's just the perceived scarcity driving your desire to buy. Are you acting out of genuine need, or are you succumbing to the fear of missing out? Moreover, understanding the social factors at play can help us navigate our financial decisions more effectively. We live in a world filled with social comparisons, where we constantly evaluate our financial status against others. This can exacerbate feelings of scarcity, making us feel inadequate and pushing us to overspend or engage in unhealthy financial behaviors. Instead, focus on your own journey and set personal financial goals that align with your values and aspirations. Let's not forget the role of marketing in all of this. Companies are masters at creating a sense of urgency. Limited time offers, countdown timers, and phrases like, "while supplies last," are designed to trigger our scarcity mindset. It's essential to be critical of these tactics and remind ourselves that just because something is marketed as scarce doesn't mean it's genuinely valuable or necessary for our lives. As we delve deeper into the implications of perceived scarcity, we see its effects on investment decisions. When we perceive resources as limited, we may shy away from taking risks that could lead to greater financial growth. Fear-based investment strategies can lead us to prioritize capital preservation over seeking out opportunities for growth. This is particularly evident during economic downturns when anxiety about job security or market volatility can cause us to cling to safer but lower-yielding investments. Conversely, the fear of missing out can drive us to make impulsive investment decisions, chasing trends instead of sticking to a well-thought-out strategy. This is where the importance of long-term planning comes into play. By focusing on our financial goals and maintaining a disciplined approach, we can mitigate the emotional influences of perceived scarcity and make more informed investment choices. Now, let's talk about saving and spending behavior. When we perceive scarcity, we may prioritize building emergency funds to buffer against uncertainty. This is a positive response to perceived scarcity, as it promotes financial resilience. However, it can also lead to impulsive spending as we seek immediate gratification to counter feelings of deprivation. It's a delicate balance. We want to save for the future, but we also need to enjoy the present without falling into the trap of overspending. Borrowing and lending behaviors are also influenced by perceived scarcity. During economic downturns, lenders may tighten their criteria, making it harder for borrowers to access credit. This can create a cycle where perceived scarcity leads to more cautious financial behavior, further constraining access to resources. Understanding these dynamics can empower us to navigate financial challenges more effectively. Ultimately, the key takeaway here is that perceived scarcity has a profound impact on our financial decision-making. By becoming aware of our emotional responses and cognitive biases, we can transform our fears into opportunities. Instead of letting scarcity dictate our choices, we can embrace a mindset of abundance, recognizing that there are always opportunities for growth and wealth creation. In conclusion, the power of perceived scarcity in finance is a double-edged sword. It can drive us to make impulsive decisions or help us prioritize our financial security. By understanding this psychological phenomenon and its effects on our behavior, we can take control of our financial lives. So the next time you feel that urgency creeping in, take a step back, evaluate your choices, and remember that you have the power to shape your financial destiny. Embrace the complexities of perceived scarcity and use that understanding to navigate the ever-changing landscape of finance with confidence.